Yo, it's your boy Brandon back with another video, and today I'm bringing y'all the top 10 best, not favorite, it's not my favorite, the top 10 best anime of all time. I created this list using a criteria that I made myself, character development, pacing, art and animation quality, how interesting the plot is, and how the anime or latest season of the anime ended. I use things of that nature to decide the order in which I place each each anime on this list. But yeah, now I'm already knowing that hella folks gonna disagree with my list. That's to be expected since it is opinion based at the end of the day. So I would appreciate y'all leaving y'all difference in opinions or even y'all agreements in the comments below. And honestly, I want y'all to drop y'all own top 10 on the anime list, or even top 5, if you don't got a 10, top 5 anime list in the comments below, because I need new anime to watch. Honestly, I need new anime to watch. So if you got, if something you think is amazing isn't on this list, then just let me know in the comments below. But yeah, on to the main topic. Let's do it. Number 1, nah, I'm just playing. Number 10 on my list is Naruto and Naruto Shippuden. I kind of just link these two together because they're part of the same manga and part of the same story, even though they're two separate anime. And honestly, Naruto is one of my favorite anime of all time. I got a long history with it. It's probably the first anime that I really got into. But the reason it ranks so low on this list is because, number 1, come on now, let's all be honest. That shit has like over 100 episodes of filler in it, and that can't be excused. Well, honestly, it got more than over 100 episodes. It probably has over 200 episodes if you include Shippuden and Part 1. So I couldn't just overlook that and just put it higher on the list. It has too many fillers to be any higher up on the list. But keep in mind, it is still one of the greatest anime of all time, and it did a lot of numbers. But it has, honestly, I'd be surprised if anybody hasn't seen Naruto. Shit, I'm playing Naruto in the background of the video. But yeah, number 10, I have Naruto. Great story, great characters. Just kind of got the pacing was just kind of bad due to all the fillers. Now, number 9 might come as a big shock to a lot of people who know me personally or know me even on online or whatever. I know it's gonna be a big shock to y'all because y'all probably would have thought that this would be my number 1, best anime of all time. But like I told y'all, it's no bias. It's just pure, pure everything, pure storytelling, all that type of shit. Number 9 on my list is One Piece. One Piece, honestly, as a manga, however you say that shit, it's my favorite manga of all time, and it's number 1 on my list of top 10 manga. Honestly, I can tell y'all that right now. But the reason the anime is ranked so low on my top 10 anime list is, number 1, the length of it. It's kind of long, and it has a lot of patience issues, to be honest. Now, I can honestly say that if One Piece had ended after the first 490 episodes, then it probably would be in the top 3 on my list. I probably would have it a lot higher on my list. But it didn't end after the first goddamn 490 episodes. And it has about, right now it has about 300 or 400 something more episodes after that. And the pacing in the new world of One Piece is so trash. I hate that shit. So that's why One Piece is number 9. It can't be allowed to be up any higher on my list because of that, So number 9 is One Piece. Number 8, do anybody know? Hold on 1 second. I gotta go back to One Piece. I did them dirty. Alright, One Piece is so great and one of the best anime of all time simply because the shit, it has literally the best story, in my opinion, of any anime. It has unique and interesting powers. It's not just the same, oh, my power level is this, so I'm gonna win the fight. It's not that simple, People say it's plot armor in One Piece, which it definitely is plot armor in One Piece for the main character and main cast. But honestly, I love One Piece because they done took some L's too. And some main characters, Naruto stay taking L's, so that nigga took too many L's. But they take L's. They don't. It's plot armor, but it's not complete plot armor. They take some L's sometimes. They gotta do what they gotta do sometimes. Yeah, I just didn't want y'all to sleep on One Piece, man. Number 8 on my list is definitely Parasite. The reason for Parasite being number 8. At this point, I'm gonna stop, I guess, telling why things are so low because this is top 10 list. So it's really not low on the list of best anime. Goddamn, it's number 8 out of 1,000 million, how many ever anime it is. Parasite was very sad, but at the same time, it was really soothing in a way. I don't know how to explain it. It had a lot of sad moments, but at the same time, it was so relaxing and calming to watch. I watched it weekly when it came out. around the same time Tokyo Ghoul. The writing in Parasite is honestly amazing. Shinichi's character development is almost unparalleled in its execution. Like, it's rare that you find a main character that's as well developed as Shinichi Izumi or whatever his last name was. He very well developed, so I love that. And Parasite just has a little or a lot of most elements in every anime or every media in general. Like, from love to action to horror, like, it has a lot of those nice aspects in it. So that's why Parasite is number 8. Number 7 is an anime that I recently seen as late as I started this next anime in November of 2017, and I finished it in like a week. And I really didn't expect to enjoy it anywhere as near as I did, nearly as much as I did. I'm sorry. I didn't expect to enjoy Samurai Champloo, which is number 7 on my list, as much as I did. It was so chill and vibeful, man. It was a hella chill anime. It had some good ass comedy in it too, I ain't even gonna lie. Like, you know, sometimes comedy and anime be kind of corny and shit, like the same little weird shit. I don't know what the hell they be on in Japan sometimes, but it was actually funny. The animation is so smooth and like well directed, like it's so fluid. That's the word. Smooth like water, like some Cowboy Bebop shit. That shit was smooth as hell. Honestly, if you smoke weed, pause. If you smoke, I don't even know what to call this shit, but if you smoke green, man, I honestly recommend just spark one up and enjoy that ride, man. Watch Samurai Champloo. Number 6 on my list. Honestly, some people probably would expect this to be higher up. I know it got a lot of fanboys, and it's one of my favorite anime. It is hella good, but honestly, I don't think it should be higher up. Number 6 on my list is Attack on Titan. Honestly, Attack on Titan is one of the rawest anime in recent memory. Like, they are just like, the first episode, people getting stomped on, ate, like, shit was just wild. Maybe I shouldn't have told y'all that if y'all ain't never seen it, but who am I kidding? Everybody's seen Attack on Titan. But yeah, man, overall it's just an intriguing story in every sense of the word. It's fucking Attack, like, it's just Attack on Titan. Come on, like, it don't get. Do I really need to explain in too much more detail? I don't think so. All right, number 5. We reaching the halfway point. Number 5 on my list is, honestly, in my opinion, this is the most underrated anime that I've ever watched or seen or heard of. Number 5 on my list is Death Parade. My only complaint about this anime is how short it is. The animation was beautiful, the story was beautiful. It had a lot of surprises and shocks, like shock factors and shit. It was just a beautiful anime. It was hella deep in so many ways, on so many levels. But honestly, I guess it's one of those anime that's kind of appreciated by like the more mature audience, or like just a little bit older people, not like kids who watch anime, I guess. But then again, some of them might enjoy it too. It was honestly really, really good. If you haven't seen or heard of Death Parade, out of all the anime on this list that I'm naming, I recommend going to watch that one like right now. Pause my video, or just don't even come back to the video. I don't even care. Just go watch that shit. It was so good, and it's really short. I finished it in one sitting. Like, I sat down one day expecting to, you know, I thought it was like a carny kind of anime. The name is Death Parade, but I sat down expecting, you know, to watch a couple episodes, and I sat there and watched all 12 or 13 episodes, how many ever it is. It's really good. So yeah, if you haven't even started or even heard of Death Parade, go check that out. You know, I feel like you'll enjoy it no matter who you are. Number 4 on my list is, I guess they're building a theme here because it's Death 2, but number 4 on my list is the infamous Death Note. I'm pretty sure almost everyone has heard of this anime. It's almost probably as popular as Attack on Titan, but it's a little bit older, you know, of course. I remember when I was younger, Toonami used to come on every Saturday, right? And I would always see like Bleach and Death Note and like the names in anime. Back then I only watched Naruto on Toonami. That's the only thing I watched was like Naruto and Inuyasha and shit like that. So I would see the name like Bleach, I'd be like, that shit sounds so fucking dumb. Like anime called Bleach. Or now I see Death Note, like, and now I think that shit sounds so dumb. So I never really gave it a chance. And man, fast forward 5 years later, and I watched that shit, and that shit was one of the, like, I don't know, it was just something about Death Note. I finished the anime in 2 days because it was so damn good. It definitely has one of the greatest plots in all of anime. Like, shit is too interesting. I would place it higher. Honestly, this would be placed probably at number 1, or like even a little bit. It don't get no higher than number 1, but this should be placed high as fuck on my list, higher than it is. But the damn ending pissed me off so much. I'm not gonna spoil y'all if you haven't seen it yet and tell you what happened in the ending, but the shit was whack. The ending pissed me off. Niggas out here, never mind. All right. Anyway, I enjoyed the first half of this show much more. I'm saying half, but it wasn't really half of the show. But I guess it was 2 seasons to this shit, and I enjoyed the first season a lot more than I did the second season. But honestly, still, for a long time, this is my favorite anime, and the anime that I consider to be the best anime of all time. So I'm not gonna hate on it and shit on it, you know. Death Note is Death Note. It's greatness. So if you haven't seen that, go check that out too. And number 3 on my list, we get into the top 3. Now I know number 3 gonna be a big surprise for everybody. I know nobody probably seen this coming. I don't think this is a well-known anime either, by any means. But number 3 on my list is Code Geass. I know y'all can probably tell that I split them clips up when I was making this shit. Anyway, number 3 on my list is Code Geass. And honestly, it has a lot of similarities. Code Geass has a lot of similarities to Death Note. And I mean, not to say it's the same story by any means, or otherwise I wouldn't have both of them on the list. But Code Geass has one of the best endings in all of anime by far. Like, the shit was shocking. Not only was it shocking, it was fulfilling. It felt good. Like, I wasn't mad after that shit. And honestly, that's the reason why I have Code Geass above Death Note, because Death Note wasn't more enjoyable in some ways, honestly, but overall the ending of Code Geass just outdoes the ending of Death Note. And since they were so close to begin with, Code Geass edged it out by just a little bit. But the story of Code Geass doesn't really revolve around any kind of fights or any dumb shit, like, not dumb shit, anything like that. It revolves more around the character schemes and plots and what they want to achieve. And I guess that's still every anime too, but it's just done in a unique and interesting way in Code Geass. It's very similar to Death Note, like I said, but it also is different in some ways. But yeah, that's Code Geass. If you haven't heard of Code Geass, I don't hear a lot about Code Geass, and like, you know, when I'm talking about anime with people, I don't ever really hear a lot of people bring it up. But it's up there, so if you haven't checked that out, go check that out, man. And then tell your friends about it, and tell them that Brandon of Top Tier Entertainment put you on, and then recommend them to this video since I put y'all on. Number 2, we get into the top 2, and honestly, I think if you can't agree that these are the top 2 anime, then I don't know what's wrong with you, because it's pretty obvious that these are like the best anime out there. Now the order in which you put these two, it's debatable, like it's arguable, I guess. But number 2, I put Hunter x Hunter as my second best anime of all time. It has some of the most memorable characters in all of anime, some of the most fucking hype ass scenes, fucking New York, whatever that shit's called. That shit was so hype, man. The York New art, man, the fucking spiders. That shit is fucking fire. That shit is fucking fire. It has some of the most. Now, sometimes, I ain't gonna lie, sometimes this story, like, sometimes Hunter x Hunter can over-explain shit to the point where it be like, damn, we get it. But it has some of the most thorough explanations for everything in all of anime. Probably the most thorough, not even one of, probably the most thorough explanations in all of anime. They make sure you understand everything that's going on. It's no questions to be asked. You just left with a feeling of, yeah, I know what the fuck happened. It has an amazing plot, world building, and character development. You know, every character in the story gets some development, and the story isn't even over yet. And honestly, the inclusion of the abilities known as nin abilities in anime make the fights unique and entertaining, like, in their own right. It's not just like I said earlier, it's not just no, oh, my power level 9,000, nigga, your power level 3,000, you have no chance type shit. Like, it's different types of abilities and shit, different matchups that make the fights interesting. And sometimes it do just come down to, like, nigga, who faster and who stronger. Like, sometimes it do come down to that, but it just be like that sometimes. My honorable mentions, before I do number 1, my honorable mentions are JoJo's Bizarre Adventures. Shit is lit. Go check that out. Rurouni Kenshin, Erased, or I forgot the Bokugaki, however you say that shit, the Japanese name. Steins Gate, Monster, one of the most underrated series of all time. Well, time out. A lot of people probably thought number 1 was gonna be Dragon Ball Z. Number 1 is not Dragon Ball Z. That's not even in the top 10 list. I'm sorry. My last honorable mention though is Dragon Ball Z. And I'm gonna turn the music off for number 1 for y'all last. Number 1, the number 1 anime of all time is Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, not this Full Metal Alchemist. Full Metal Alchemist has crazy good pacing. Like, every episode has some interesting shit going on and character development. The character development, like I just said, the comedy and Full Metal Brotherhood, that shit makes me laugh like a lot. That shit is actually funny. I got emotional on some parts of that shit, man. When some folks died in there, you know, you looking at. I ain't trying to spoil nobody, but I feel like everybody's seen it anyway. Amazing fight sequences, superb storytelling, and it has so many themes that relate thoroughly to real world situations, man. It's just a great experience. But yeah, that's my top 10 anime list. Let me know in the comments below if you did agree or disagree with anything I said. And y'all have a blessed day.